Hello again, I'm back here at the movie theater once again to see another Marvel movie, and guess what? It's the Thunderbolts. There's the asterisk. I really need to work on this. There's the asterisk that everyone keeps asking what the hell that is, and no one seems to know, unless, of course, you've seen the movie, which is what I'm about to do in a couple minutes. And there they are, the lovable team of misfits. You know, when people ask me, what the hell is this movie going to be? All I said was just, it's like the leftover Avengers. You know, like the Avengers sidekicks, not the actual Avengers. Like, hold on, apologies for the Snow White. There's Captain America. So Captain America's sidekick is in this movie, right? Well, Captain America's original sidekick, Bucky. There's, Black Widow's fake father, Black Widow's fake sister. There's the guy who was kind of Captain America for like 5 minutes, for a bit in this movie, and some other random characters from other Marvel movies that, somehow someone decided to make a team out of them and put them all in the movie together. And from what I've been hearing, I don't want to speak too much on this, but it's really good, from what I've heard, again. So I'm hoping it's really good. I mean, we haven't had a great Marvel movie in a while now, in some years. I think the last great movie, can't remember if Spider-Man No Way Home came out before or after Shang-Chi, but whichever one of those came out last, that was my last great Marvel movie, in my opinion. Now, unlike most people, I don't think the other Marvel movies we've had since have been terrible. Some of them certainly have been, but I actually enjoyed some of them. But I'm really, really looking forward. I even enjoyed Captain America Brave New World, but I'm really, really looking forward to this. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of some of these characters. Obviously, I love Bucky, and where is he? John Walker was... What the hell is he anyway? He was by far my favorite new character introduced in Falcon and Winter Soldier, that series. And I'm really excited to see him getting his own Marvel movie. Well, a team-up movie, that is. But I really have, to some degree, enjoyed some of the other characters. There's Taskmaster and the other characters in this movie. Let's put them all into a team and see how we like it. I don't know. I'm about to see the movie now, and I'll talk to you when I come out of it and see what I think about it. Bye for now. Right, so Thunderbolts. Asterisk. What do I think about it? I think the positive reviews are justified. Let's put it that way. I cannot remember the last time I had this much fun in a Marvel movie. I mean, I was grinning ear to ear most of the movie, which is weird because it's not the type of movie you want to be grinning from ear to ear. I'll explain later. But basically, this movie's great. This movie's awesome. Is it the best movie since Shang-Chi / No Way Home? I'd say that. I mean, obviously the competition hasn't been that tough, but it's definitely a return to form for the MCU for now, because other movies have felt like they're putting the MCU back on track, and the MCU is back to its former glory. But I mean, this movie is really good, bordering on greatness. But we'll just have to see what Fantastic Four does in 2.5 months, 3.5 months. I can't remember. It comes out in late July. But this movie, though, I mean, it's hard to put into words without spoiling too much, but it kind of does. It's kind of a mixture of the first Avengers movie and the first Guardians movie, in a sense that it takes a bunch of characters we're familiar with and puts them into a team together, but it kind of does it with not really the main focal point characters of their respective movies slash TV shows. If that makes any sense to you. So, like, it's like a gathering of a motley crew of heroes with questionable pasts, and putting them together into a team that actually works and they actually save the day. And that's not a spoiler because, I mean, of course they do. But again, the part that I'm really trying to dance around here for spoiler related reasons is, I guess, they kind of have their own goal, and in a way it's kind of the reverse of what the Avengers did. Again, if that makes any sense to you, like, they have something to unify them. The Avengers were formed because they had something slash someone bringing them all together, and this movie kind of follows the same path, but on a different trajectory. If I'm making any sense to anybody, and you know what, it makes sense. I like it. I like it a lot. I really like the way that they highlight each character and their backstory. Some better than others, obviously. This is one of my negatives about this movie. This is one of the flaws I think that this movie has, is that it sets up something great, something interesting, storytelling-wise. There's a really great plot device that's able to flesh out each character and their story arcs in a very satisfying way, but, and I guess this is the only thing I can kind of spoil, is that they don't actually do that to every character. Not every character in this movie is explored equally, I guess is one way of saying it. Not every character gets the same amount of attention and focus. Like, if you look at some of the Avengers movies and hell, the Guardians movies, each character, you understand what they're coming from. They all get their moment. They're focus, especially for the first Guardians movie. Each character, you can see why they want to be part of the team. In this movie, there's a few characters that are left out. Hint, hint. But for the most part, the characters that do have their due focus, the movie works perfectly for them. The director, which I can't remember the name of at the moment, I apologize. They do a good job with this movie, with these characters, and they really do establish the threat very well. And yeah, there's some really good action scenes in this movie, and it's those things that Marvel movies do very well, where they mix up the action with jokes, and it actually works. It lands. And, this movie's not a complete joke fest like some of the Marvel movies. In some movies, the jokes kind of overtake the action and the storytelling. This movie has a perfect balance of that. Perfectly balanced, as all things should be. And, when certain characters make jokes, it fits the moment, it fits the characters, and, it fits the narrative of the story. And I really like that. And obviously, I think there's a reason why I think Florence Pugh is this much in the focus right now in the frame, because even though the movie's called Thunderbolts, it really is just her movie. Like, she's basically the main character. Like, I think you could actually consider her the Star-Lord / Tony Stark of the Avengers, where, like, yeah, the story's about the Avengers or the Guardians, but I mean, it's really about Tony Stark. Actually, I think the better comparison would be the Star-Lord, because I mean, yeah, it's called Guardians of the Galaxy, but he's kind of the main character of the movie, and it's the same for for Florence Pugh's Yelena Belova. Try saying that 5 times fast. I mean, she's kind of the main focus, and all the other Thunderbolts members are kind of there basically as support. Bucky is great as per usual, and he really he elevates every single scene he's in, both because Sebastian Stan is such a great actor, but also because Bucky is such a well-established character in the MCU already by this point. And John Walker, a bit of a step down, but I mean, it's a natural progression of the character from the TV show that we've seen, and it actually makes sense, and I actually really like that for the character. David Harbour's Red Guardian, I really like him in the movie. I think he might actually be my favorite character in the movie for personal reasons, jokey reasons, I should say. But yeah, he's not quite as big of a focus as obviously Florence Pugh, and I think Lewis Pullman is the character's name as the actor's name. I mean, I think I can pretty much. I'm not going to say the name of the character, even though you probably already know who the character is, but I mean, he's kind of a co-lead in the movie, and I think he's really good. He really does shine in moments where he shouldn't shine, where he should shine, and he does elevate the story in a very satisfying way. And Hannah John Kamen as Ghost, I mean, this is, again, another one of my negatives about this movie is we haven't seen Hannah John Kamen since, 2018, 2019, since Ant-Man and the Wasp. Like, where the hell has she been? And, if any of these, the Black Widow movie, it's past 2020, Falcon and Winter Soldier series, again, past 2020. If any character needed more flashing out to do, it's her, because she's also a big important part of the movie, and I don't think the movie fleshed out her character as well as the other ones. Personally, I mean, it seems like they're going to be in more movies, the Thunderbolts, and we might get more focus put on her, but for this movie, not enough for my taste. And Taskmaster is there. But, I mean, if you live on the internet, you can kind of guess why I'm probably not talking about Taskmaster as much. But there's a really cool action scene featuring Taskmaster, and that's all I'm going to say for the moment. Now, as far as the asterisks that everyone keeps asking about, I know what it means now. And I'm not going to say what it means because it's a spoiler. But, to help you out here, all I'll say is I kind of guessed what the asterisk means a few days ago, maybe a few weeks ago. Not to take all the credit, of course. I did have help. But if I managed to work it out, oh, look at that. I'm just... This would be a great thumbnail. I'm kind of doing the same pose as Yelena. So yeah, if I was able to work out what the asterisk means, you can do it too, because I'm not a very smart person. So if I managed to work it out, you probably did as well. And that's all I'll say. It kind of becomes a bit obvious by the end of the movie, but still, I'm not going to say what it is. Now, post-credit scenes. Now, before I even talk about the post-credit scenes, if you're waiting for obviously there's two post-credit scenes in the movie, but if you're one of those people who are sitting in line, sitting in your seat, waiting for both post-credit scenes, I will say this. Don't pull out your phones and look at them while you're waiting for the first one. There's always two, and the first one comes in the mid-credits where you kind of still see artwork and stuff still relating to the movie, and then the mid-credit scene happens, and then it's that black screen with the credits rolling. So in that segment, I hope I'm making sense to people here, but in that segment that you're sitting and waiting for the first mid-credit scene, just look at the screen. I'm not saying it's... Actually, yeah, it might be important. It might be important to understand the plot of one of the post-credit scenes. That's all I'm gonna say. I think that's the safest thing I can say at this point. So when you're waiting for the first mid-credit scene, just look at the screen and look at stuff happening in the screen on screen. Because it ties in specifically for one of the two post-credit scenes, and the two post-credit scenes, they kind of went back to basics. One jokey and one super important to the rest of the plot of the MCU. And I'm not gonna tell you which one. You're gonna have to wait until you actually watch the movie and, well, the first credit scene, I suppose, to know which one. Okay, that's all I'm saying as regard for the post-credit scenes. But sorry, I almost revealed which one, but the super serious post-credit scene. Let me try. I hope this comes up in the thumbnail. The serious post-credit scene. People were clapping in the theater for it, and again, I'm not revealing which one it was, but it's definitely a cheer-worthy post-credit scene. The other one is a funny moment, but definitely stay for both, is all I'm gonna say. Yeah, I think I pretty much covered it all. The asterisks, the humor, there's some really great callbacks to iconic moments from the MCU films that I think a lot of people are really gonna enjoy, and they might actually serve as clues to this mystery right here, the asterisks. I'm just saying. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thunderbolts is, to me, for an MCU fan, a must-watch. So go see it, and don't just rely on my word for it. Anyways, see you next time, which I believe will be Lilo and Stitch next month. I think that's my next big watch in the theater. Goodbye for now. Hi there. Thank you for watching the video. And if you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and tell your friends. I'll see you next time.